We're with our first special guest, Brady Drogosh, former De La Salle Pilot and former Cincinnati Bearcat at the Division I level. How were your experiences in the NIL world? And, how many deals did you have and how did you acquire these deals?
Yeah, I had a handful of deals at my time at Cincinnati. A couple of them were through the university and through the football program, and then some of them were individual, seeked out by myself. We had biweekly stipend checks through the university that the players would get kind of to cover some expenses like food and all that. And then we also had a deal with a company where we received Alston money, which we would have to go through different events throughout the year. And every couple of months we would receive a check based on the events that we attended and everything. And then the football team had a deal with Rally House. So, we had our jersey and our own merchandise at Rally House. So if somebody had bought my jersey, I would get a portion of the money that would come through my pocket. And that was all of the program-related NIL deals that I had. My freshman year, I received a deal from FanArch, which is a company that sold my own merchandise, hoodies, hats, shirts, all that. And then also you could send in a request, and I would have to send a video saying happy birthday or good luck or anything like that. So I received a portion of that money as well. And then later in my time, I had been reached out to from a trading card company, and they sent me stamps almost where I'd have to sign these trading card stamps and then send them back. And I received money from that, and now those trading card stamps are on my picture, and you can find those trading cards on eBay and everything, so I get a portion of that as well. But those are the deals that I had at my time throughout Cincinnati.
So you stated that your NIL, some of the money that you got was for food and other of those expenses. Earlier in the podcast, before you showed up, I talked about how in your scholarship that covered food and a meal plan sort of thing. So how does that differ from the money that you receive for food?
So not everybody wants to eat the meal plan. Not everybody signs up for a meal plan. So the money was not only for food, it was kind of just for living your life. So if you don't want the meals that they give you, because let's face it, more often than not, meal plans don't offer very good food. So if you want to buy your own food from Kroger, if you want to go out to eat, that money would kind of help you. But that money was more for kind of just living our lives. The scholarship covered a lot, like housing and food and everything, so we didn't have to use our money for that, but more so to live our lives and if we wanted anything extra outside of the scholarship that we had received.
So at your time at Cincinnati, you didn't get a lot of playing time, but from your personal experience, how did your teammates that you were friends with that were, starters or backups, how did they benefit from NIL?
Yeah, obviously the better you play, the more benefits you'll receive. So we had a collective at Cincinnati called Cincy Reigns, which basically had our top 20 to 30 players on it, which you would kind of like the Alston money, just added on. You would go to more events, and it was kind of like a contract. So you would sign before kind of how much money you think you should receive, and you have to come up with a deal with kind of the staff and the Cincy Reigns people. Then you'd have to go to a certain amount of events to obtain that money. But starter, backup, bench player, no matter if you play or not, if you're on scholarship, you're going to receive those bi-weekly checks or those Alston checks. If you're a walk-on, I know the rules are kind of changing with the walk-ons, but in the past, if you were a walk-on, you don't receive those benefits. But if you're a starter, bench player, no matter how much you play and you're on scholarship, you'll receive those bi-weekly checks. But obviously, the more you play and the more fame you receive, the more deals will be approached to you throughout your college career, whether it's inside the program or outside the program.
So you ended up entering the transfer portal, and when you did enter the transfer portal, did NIL and what you're losing at the Division I level, did that ever cross your mind?
It did a little bit. I was kind of in a unique situation entering the portal because I was entering the transfer portal as a quarterback when I had played as a linebacker the previous season. So I knew there wasn't going to be a whole lot of opportunities for me in the transfer portal, but I also knew I needed to start fresh and get somewhere new. So losing those benefits definitely crossed through my mind, but it wasn't as important as starting somewhere fresh where I could be happy with football, school, and being able to build new relationships with the people around me.
All right, and to conclude, that is our first special guest, Brady Drogosh. Thank you for joining the show.
No problem. Thanks for having me.